Good morning, welcome back. It's 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Now, Statistics South Africa is conducting a trial for the first ever digital census to be conducted in the country. The Census 2021 trial, which started yesterday, August the 10th, is scheduled to run until the 6th of September in selected areas around the country. Well, to shed more light on this and how it's going so far, we're joined by Statistician-General Risenga Maluleke. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for your time, Tatan Maluleke, this morning on ENCA. Just the first question that I came to mind when I saw your statement about this trial, what led you as a Stats SA to prepare for this census, to start preparing it to be on a digital platform?
Firstly, Mr. Moyan, and again greetings to the viewers, is that the digital census is one of the modes that we will use to collect data within our multimodal approach. So what is going to happen is that when we conduct census in 2021, that is next year, we will still have a situation where our field workers appear in person to interview people out there in the country, especially in areas that are not so advanced with technology. But we want to keep that minimal, especially now that we are faced with COVID-19, and the COVID-19 legacy may linger much longer. But specifically why we have moved to the digital space is because, one, the world is moving a lot more faster in the space of technology. The second issue is that we do experience hard to reach respondents, especially in our leafy suburbs all over the country, particularly in Gauteng and the Western Cape. And that's where most people are actually living in estates which are gated, and it's quite complex to reach out to them. And these are the people who, in terms of literacy, to be able, not only to be able to read and write, but to be able to use their digital appliances in this regard, in the form of PCs, smartphones, cell phones, as well as laptops. This is where they are concentrated. For example, Gauteng has the largest population of all the provinces in South Africa. And if we look at that, it is indeed followed by KwaZulu-Natal and the Western Cape. Now, if we lose out on those because we can't reach out to them easily, it would create a problem for us in the census. So that is the reason why we are moving in that direction.
Okay, now your trial has started since yesterday. Is it focused on these areas that you have identified should benefit from taking part in the census using digital platforms?
We are reaching out to the entire country because one of the things we are saying is that if the COVID-19 environment lingers much longer, there will be changes in culture in terms of personal contact. And of course, we are aware that as we run this, we do this digital test or the run out there, there are areas that have limitations of technology. But nonetheless, we are reaching out to the whole country. Registration started yesterday, the 10th of August, and we'll go on registering until the 6th of September. And in this way, members of the public are encouraged to go on our website, which we have publicized, as well as we will be reaching out to them with text messages to ask them to register. Now, we have sampled about 300,000 households, which will allow us to reach 1 million people over this period. The reference night will be the 22nd of August, meaning that for now they continue registering. And as of the 22nd of August, that's when they will start responding to the questions. Why do we call it a reference night, Mr. Moya? It's because we want to be able to say on this particular day where how many people were in your house and how many people were not there in your household. In the event where children are born and some people pass on, if we have a reference night, we make it easier for members of the public to respond. Now, we will also have a team of people that will be reaching out in the form of call center agents who will be reaching out to people to encourage them to fill in their questionnaires. Beyond that, we are working with the cell phone providers, the telecommunication providers, your Telkom, your Cell C, your Vodacom and MTN. Because when people are filling in these questionnaires, they will not be billed. What is going to happen is what we call reverse billing. So the bill is coming to Stats SA. So people should not shy away to fill in this questionnaires thinking that they will use their airtime and their data. That is arranged with the mobile phone facilities to bill Stats SA directly.
So the trial is running across the country. But now, just to ask a question, you've also dealt with the issue of data, so nobody's going to have to pay. From a security perspective, cyber security, we know we live in very difficult times. Are there steps that a person to register will have to take to ensure they are dealing and will be responding to Stats SA agents?
Certainly. One of the things that we are doing is that this system that they are registering on is quite a protected environment. That is number one. Number two, where members of the public have doubts, we have our toll-free number, which they will be able to reach. It's 0800 110 248. I will repeat it, 0800 110 248. And in this regard, members of the public, not even now, even during the census itself next year, if members of the public have doubt over anyone who appears at their doorstep or those who will be filling questionnaires online, they will have to reach out to this number, and we will guide them and eliminate those kinds of concerns about cyber security. But we will not stop. Beyond this trial, we will continue to find other extra measures to make sure that the data that is provided comes solely to us. But the data that we are collecting is usually the name of the household, the name of every member in that household, when they were born, and indeed all the way to where they work, what they earn, the number of children born of a woman of a childbearing age in terms of live births and the like. And this information is quite comprehensive, and our nation needs it, not only now that we have the COVID environment, but for planning for the next 10 years and beyond.
Thank you very much, Risenga Maluleke, the country's Statistician-General, just shedding some insights and shedding more light about the ongoing trial, the first ever digital census 2021 trial.